I'm gonna be honest, Hogwarts Legacy came out kind of like a surprise for me, but... Hold on. You're the wizard, Harry. Ah, shit, I think I downloaded the wrong Harry Potter game. Now that's the one. Oh, look, it's a House of Virgins. Beautiful. My initial intention with Hogwarts Legacy was to make this sort of like silly video that I always like to make.
Wingardium Leviosa. Stop it, Ron, stop.
Get it? Because, you know, the cat is a pussy and Hermione is...
Ha, very funny, motherfucker.
Whatever, 15-year-old me would have loved that joke. But I caught myself constantly just admiring the absolute beautiful scenery that this game offered. Oh man, look at that. It's so fucking beautiful. This ancestral yet magical world that tiptoes the borders of the relatable, you know, feeling as if you already been there, but also with fantasy, where you wish such a place actually existed. Dude, whoever is responsible for making the world is just... this is something else. It's both relatable and unique. Like, I felt like I've been here before, but also very new. Minus the absolutely negligent school administration mythology.
Very good, but the best way to practice is by dueling.
I'm sure there'll be some sort of cushion or... oh yeah, that seems extremely safe.
I do enjoy a lively duel.
Yeah, lady, I'm pretty sure he broke his neck.
Come back and see me when you're finished. Oh, and mind your fingers. They do bite.
This school should not be up to this point. Should be filled with lawsuits. And I thought to myself, it has been a while since we had a game that made me feel that type of way. Wow. I can't even think of something funny to say. This is just genuinely good. Just completely mesmerized by the looks alone. Not graphics, just the looks. The feel of the world. Even though I couldn't help myself and stop being a dickhead. But the game is no Elden Ring. Oh my god, what kind of fucking wizards are these? Did they fight in Iraq? So the question rises, is this actually a Game of the Year contender? So obviously right at the start I couldn't ignore the controversy that this game was in. So I decided to create the most Twitter acceptable character that I could. There you go, right? In memory of the Twitter folks, man. They're gonna love this one.
I'm eager to get to Hogsmeade.
I was not expecting that. I sort of wish you could have more control over what you create as a character, but I understand their hesitation. And I gotta say, even though the introduction is very Mary Sue, you're this wonder child that somehow has unique powers that no one else has, I wonder where I've seen that before. It was still able to surprise us with a very mellow and simplistic cutscene, up until the point where a fucking behemoth of a dragon decides to turn the game into a mature rating. Oh damn, okay, holy shit. This turned violent really quick. But it also gave us, right in the first minutes of the game, a small taste of one of the biggest features. The one thing they absolutely nailed, of which everyone that likes Harry Potter expected to be on top tier game and nothing less, the soundtrack. This shit goes hard, goddamn, dude. Holy shit, the music put me on the mood, let me tell you. And you can notice this pattern along the way. It isn't just something that they use in the beginning to impress us, and then forget that there's a fucking game they have to finish. This game nails it on the perspective of visuals and art style, but no matter how good these visuals can be, no matter how extensive your game is in terms of discovery value and exploration, you need that music to dictate the mood. Wow, this world feels so alive, dude. It's so much activity, I love it. And it has been a good while since we've seen the game do it in such an effortless way. On top of these beautiful visuals and the captivating music, you still need to deliver some sort of life into the game. And ladies and gentlemen, that's one thing that even major games struggle with. Games such as GTA 5 that I absolutely love always fell short when it came to make you feel like you're not alone in this virtual world they're creating. Now I know it's hard to create some sort of immersion with people who walk around with fucking wands on their hands yelling Crucio, Crucio all the time. Crucio, Crucio. But it's very important that you make the world feel alive to give players a purpose to not fast travel, even if it is available. Oh, get the fuck out of here. Look at that. Dude, every single piece and corner of this place is just a different sort of magical. And they did exactly that, from random ghosts stirring up some drama.
Come now, Annabelle. It was a long time ago. I'll do this for all eternity.
Fucking peeves, snitch ass motherfucker. Incanted objects such as the knights delivering some funny ass scenes. The paintings that make such a unique, awesome way to fill the corridors with life. Oh, wait, wrong footage. I actually prefer the other one. Hell, even the flowers that sound like some poorly maintained vuvuzelas made me do a detour just to check them out. What the hell is that? Now, to someone like me who was expecting Hogwarts to be the only playable place, I already was happy as is. But imagine my surprise when I find out that Hogsmeade is also playable. Even the outside world is also playable. Holy crap, this is it! Hogsmeade. We can actually walk there, man. That's unbelievable. Look at this world. And listen, I've heard the complaints about the overall map being kind of small, but personally, I'm just sick and tired of big maps. They're full of nothing. They're pretty much walkable landscape. But with the amount of life, interactions, and simply drop dead gorgeous environment. Oh, now we're gonna have a coffee. You don't know where's in there. It could be fucking piss. Someone needs to educate this girl. You don't do that. You don't know what is in it. Hogwarts Legacy gets a definite pass. We need to start thinking smaller but better. Oh, there she goes like a fucking squirrel. The feeling of entering Hogsmeade and seeing the beautiful and distinctive crooked houses and overall cheery village lifestyle was amazing to see and just filled me with joy, you know. Until some punk-ass trolls invaded that, but that's another thing. The combat. I'll be the first one to say this game isn't Elden Ring. The combat is pretty simplistic. You have your traditional defend, counter, and attack system. And with that comes a long ass time to react to attacks, making the combat pretty easy. And wait until everyone unlocks Avada at that point, no one is gonna give a shit about any other fucking cast or even the basic cast. Now, of course, as an Elden Ring player, I was not getting along with the whole Protego concept. Fuck the Protego, man, just dodging, dodge. Roly-poly all the way. And no, I can't say it's funner than most combat games out there. As I mentioned, Elden Ring, but also Batman, Spider-Man, hell, even the god-awful Gotham Knights they released had somewhat of a better combat system than this. But in the end of the day, what can you expect from people who have to fight using wands? Personally, I feel like they should have given us a few shanks, some machetes, you know, British style. Oh, and talking about wands, that reminds me of something. The lore, and now this is the part where it absolutely pisses me off and it's a definite negative. Now this game did plenty to preserve and keep the lore that we saw in the books and movies.
What in Merlin's name were you doing in the restricted...
Oh shit, it's a howler. Oh, you made the letter mad.
I am absolutely disgusted! Your father's now facing an inquiry at work!
With the example of the ghastly mandrakes.
First, let's protect our ears.
Oh, it's gonna be one of those. That is disturbing. But I have to say, I'll present my first negative here. The game got a little bit too comfortable challenging the lore and somewhat making a lot of the concepts that we got in the movies completely obsolete. For starters, we all know that invisibility cloaks are of a rarity and expensive.
Whoa! It's really rare.
The game respected that notion.
It's not as foolproof as a cloak, but those are expensive. And spells are free.
However, now there's a spell that makes the invisibility cloak completely fucking useless. Now they do kind of give us a hint that invisibility cloaks are the absolutely top tier stuff because even the paintings will see your incantation for invisibility.
If I can see you, the prefects might be able to as well.
Of which on itself is a really cool detail, another example of the world feeling alive. But this without a doubt does ruin the emotional significance of Harry Potter's dad passing down his invisibility cloak to him.
Your father left this in my possession before he died. It is time it was returned to you.
On top of that, we learned that in other places of the globe, it is normal practice to not even use a wand to practice magic in school.
Is magic the same there as it is here?
Mostly, yes. But I did have to learn how to use a wand when I arrived here. Hardly anyone at Wagadu uses one.
which defeats the whole fucking idea of wands. They could have given us something other than just the fact that it's dramatic. It would be completely fine if they justify in a simple way, such as it's more powerful or more stable. But they went above and beyond just to shut that idea down.
Spells cast without a wand must be less powerful than those cast with a wand.
No, not at all. Without a wand is just as powerful. Dramatic.
They're just taking this is like taking a shit on the whole Harry Potter thing. Like, yeah, the wands are completely unnecessary. Surprise! So when it comes to extending the universe of Harry Potter, this game is a very 50-50, but to me, it leans on the bad side. I think it hurt more than it actually helped. Now, since I'm comparing it so much to Elden Ring, in fairness, I might as well present something that Hogwarts Legacy wins over it, which is the gear stats. This game took a different yet smart approach considering the looks of the gear and their specification. You see, in this game, you can actually have a high-level gear that looks like shit, but applying a different appearance considering the cosmetic visuals that you unlocked. Removing the need of having to walk in a ridiculous outfit just because you want to have the best stats or certain advantages. I wanted my character to be a nun, but I guess light load is life. Also, the customization itself, it's pretty rich and somewhat lore-friendly. Somewhat. It's not too restrictive, it is not too wild. Essentially, it's whatever the player chooses to dress as, and as a single player game, I couldn't give two fucks about that. Even though I say the only permissible way to walk around is with the Hogwarts cloak, and there's no other way about it. Especially considering they're inspired by My Country's college robes that look fucking badass, so. And of course, the fact that we can customize our own wand was almost a necessary addition, but one that could have easily walked by, so kudos for that. How about I put my dick size? Yeah, there you go. That's it. Unfortunately, with the combat system that we have, these stats are kinda useless. The only way you have of losing a fight in this game is if you are the type of person that puts pineapple on pizza. You know, the dumb kind. That was so mean. I'm sorry. No, it's a joke. Eat the pizza whatever way you want it. But if your disgusting pineapple pizza touches mine, I'm gonna kill you. Now, other than cat tossing with Levioso... Oh! I can't actually do it! Poor cat! Not Leviosa, apparently.
Levioso.
There's also other activities they made sure to include. You'll get your typical side quests, and there's a lot of them, but also these sort of mini games that do extend the lore a little bit. And...
the rest of us. Very good. Points to Findor.
What? Even though it would be amazing if there was a sport where you fly on your broom and make sure to score goals with this type of ball that isn't a ball, or catching a small flying insect-looking thing. Oh wait, they canceled that.
This year's Quidditch season has been cancelled.
That's how you're gonna do it, huh? But like I said, aiming for smaller but better isn't a problem, so if they felt like Quidditch would remove time and resources from a well-polished game, then so be it. But it will always be a disappointing part. Oh! Get the fuck out of here! Come on. I know you cheated, bitch. That ball fell heavier. Now, the story is the most story of all times. As I said, you have a little bit of Mary Sue element of this character that skips ahead year 1, 2, 3, and 4 because he or she is way too fucking cool for that. It does skip in a certain way a little bit of the character development when we have a character that supposedly is already perfect in what they do and defeat every single enemy that you meet, except for the gobstone types game. I suck at those. Oh shit, that was too fast. However, I do have to say I am impressed with how they made a character whose chin can smack your balls while standing up seem intimidating, or at the very least somewhat not to mess with. It's quite a change from Voldemort, that's for sure. And I don't want to give a lot of spoilers here, but as I said, it's a story. You know, I'm not gonna say it's bad or it's good. It certainly is good, but don't expect it to have the complexities of The Last of Us or Red Dead Redemption 2, for example. I mean, it's not a narrative game. Even though I would have traded that broom for a horse, you know, a wizard on top of a horse sounds so fucking badass, man. Dude, on my screen, you're just riding an invisible horse.
Oh no!
Overall, the game is pretty objective based, and they're extremely clear about what those objectives are. You have your typical quest log, everything is marked on the map, there's a fucking cutscene every 20 seconds. Now, this is not necessarily a bad thing, especially in today's day and age where TikTok kids can't even watch a movie if it's not split screen with Subway Surfers on the top or some shit. But you better be ready for a slower pace and typical progression of storyline. For what the developers intended, I feel like the game does it perfectly, but it cannot be for everyone. As I said before, and I'll say it again, I much prefer when developers focus on a well-polished and developed game, other than an extensive nothing burger. Yes, it is true that I faced a very funny bug that even gave me a kind of a soft lock in a most hilarious way. Wait, what? Oh, that's... Okay, oh no, I guess that's a kind of a soft lock kind of thing. But considering everything, this game's performance and tactical aspect is pretty much on point. Even my tired ass GTX 1080 could handle the constant change in scenery, even if with a few stutters, but that's on my side. I think the biggest gripe I got with this game is the dumbass way that characters climb downstairs. Why do they climb downstairs like that? It does look like they gotta take a shit when they're climbing down the stairs. Which makes it stand in this weird gridlock. It's a definite Game of the Year contender, with the game being an embodiment of playing small but safe. But with games such as Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, which I know, we gotta be cautious, it's an EA game, and Suicide Squad, the same makers as Batman Arkham series, not to count with the whole remakes they're gonna make like the Resident Evil 4 remake, all being released in this year, I gotta say it's a very tough competition. And even if comparison is a mandatory part of our ability to evaluate things, I would say we have to look at the game for what it is. A casual game that aims to please even the typical non-gamer that could or could not be a Harry Potter fan. It's not supposed to be challenging like Elden Ring. It's not supposed to be a philosophical piece such as The Last of Us. Think of it like Stray. Stray was a solid idea about the adventures of a cat that was executed well. That's it. And it got nominated for Game of the Year. And I think that's what we got with Hogwarts Legacy. A simple idea, but solid and executed very well. So I'll say this, the game is definitely Game of the Year, but I hope I'm wrong, because we're starting off with a bang with Hogwarts Legacy. If you can only get better than this, then 2023 is going to be a hell of a year for gaming.